Hello, my friend. Welcome 5 Minute Podcast with a second opposite. Today we have history. It's about change yourself and not the world. Long ago, people lived humbly under the rule of a king. The people of the kingdom were very happy as they led a very prosperous life with an abundance of the wealthy and no misfortunes. Once the king decided to the visiting place of historical importance and pilgrim centers at the distant place. He decided to travel by foot to interact with his people. People of distant place were very happy to have a conversation with their king. They were proud that their king had a kind heart. After several weeks of a travel, the king returned to the place. He was quite happy that he had visited many pilgrim centers and witnessed his people leading a proposed life. However, he had one regret. He had intolerable pain in his feet as it was his first trip by foot covering a long distance. He complained to his ministers that the road weren't comfortable and that they were very steep. He could not tolerate the pain. He said that he was very much worried about the people who had to walk along those roads as it would be painful for them too. Considering all this, he ordered his servant to cover the roads in the whole country with the leather so that the people of his kingdom can walk comfortable. The king's ministers were stunned to hear his order as it would mean that thousands of cows would have to be slaughtered in order to get sufficient quantity of the leather, and it would cost a high amount of money also. Finally, a wise man from the ministry came to the king and said that he had another idea. The king asked what the alternative was. The minister said, instead of covering the road with a leather, why don't you just have a piece of leather cut in appropriate shape to cover your feet? The king was very much surprised by his suggestion and applauded the wisdom of the minister. He ordered a pair of the leather shoes for himself and requested all his countrymen also to wear shoes. Morally, instead of trying to change the world, we could try to change ourselves. History too. It's about thinking out of the box, meaning creative thinking. In a small Italian town hundreds of years ago, a small business owner outed a large sum of money to a loan shark. The loan shark was very old, unattractive looking guy that just so happened to fancy the business owner's daughter. He decided to offer the businessman a deal that would completely wipe out of the debt he owed him. However, the catch was that we would only wipe out of the debt if he could marry the businessman's daughter. Needless to say, this proposal was made with a look of disgust. The long shark said that he would place two pebbles into a bag, one white and one black. The daughter would then have to reach into the bag and pick out of a paper. If it was black, the debt would be wiped, but the long shark would then marry her. If it was white, the debt would also be wiped, but the daughter wouldn't have married the long shark. Standing on the pebble stream path in the businessman's garden, the long shark bent over and picked up two pebbles. Morally, it's always possible to overcome a tough situation through out of the box thinking and not giving into the only option you think you have to pick from. Today, saying the opposite. If you to listen to this podcast, welcome and also make subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Bye bye.